Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In Nier Automata and Nier Reincarnation, let's compare the weapon stories for weapons that appear in both games. Of course, this is only going to be possible if I have both of the weapons. There are some that I am missing in Nier Reincarnation. But here I have a selection of short swords. So I'll read the stories. We'll look at Automata first, and then we'll look at the Reincarnation story. And then we can think about if they are related and how. Okay, Cruel Oath. This is the sword that came with 9S. Once, long ago, there was a group of 7 boys who were born in the same village. Though they were not brothers by blood, they treated each other as family. One cold night, a fortune-teller appeared and warned of a traitor among them. The boys laughed it off and went about their business, but the next morning one of them lay dead. With each passing night, another boy died. The survivors grew more and more suspicious of each other, each harboring terrible doubts about what happened to their brothers. On the morning of the 7th day, a single survivor stood tall. Cleaning the blood from his hands, he chuckled to himself, "Better go find the traitor." Okay, let's look at the Reincarnation story. Though supposedly controlled by our system, our thoughts proved to be too much. They were called Maru and had us always at their whims. I had the impulse to know everything. This curiosity, greater than the capacity apportioned to me, was similar to what humans call love or infatuation. That's right. Carrying out the order wasn't an error at all. It's okay, I know. You don't have to cry. All of this is just a preset mode of action, a whim of our programming. It's certainly not a tragic fate dealt to us by chance. So this first story from Automata, it doesn't sound particularly connected to 2B and 9S, although they do show the 2 pictures there, so that's very curious. I'd be interested to hear people's interpretations of that. But this reincarnation story is much more related to the 2, I think. But the implications of the reincarnation story is that kind of 9S's character or personality were kind of beyond what was typical of the androids. And so that might explain how he has kind of more emotionality, more humanity about him. And also heavily implies 9S's love for 2B. But then, in the 4th part of the story, he talks about it as a preset, part of his programming. So maybe even this amount of like kind of self-awareness or self-reflection is also part of his programming. That's kind of interesting to think. Okay, next we have a Virtuous Contract. This is a 2B sword, has the same background. How long can I fight amidst this bloody vortex of a battlefield? How long, I wonder? How long can I continue to protect what I love amidst this endless war? How long, I wonder? How long can I continue to believe in a world laden with deceit and folly? How long, I wonder? How long can I lie to myself as I despair the dark future of this world? How long, I wonder? Okay, next, reincarnation story. The sky abandons me. As the sun bears down mercilessly on my blood-soaked body, I yearn for an endless deluge of rain. The birds mock me, yet my legs still carry me across this vast land, even though I have no particular destination in mind. The flowers laugh at me. I carry out my orders without pause for thought, for I possess no need, no right, no choice, and no capacity to feel shame. You call for me. If you will permit it, please let me pray for your happiness, for these are my final memories. Okay, this is interesting because these are both pretty obviously from 2B's point of view. But in the Automata story, she is wondering how long she will have to fight, and she seems kind of fatalistic about not being able to protect forever what she wants to protect. What she says that she loves, I can't remember if she ever mentions loving anything though during Automata. But she does clearly have affection for 9S. And then the third part of the story, talking about the world full of deceit and folly, I wonder if she means like the abandoned Earth, or does she mean like the world that is kind of dreamt of by the Yorha organization? And then the last part is interesting because despair. I also didn't get a real sense of despair from her. I felt like she was very kind of businesslike about the way that she was doing her work. And then I feel like the reincarnation story kind of emphasizes that too. She seems very burdened, but without a particular purpose, and then no real kind of will to resist it, according to the third part. But then the fourth, this is her relationship with 9S, which maybe she believes in more than the world or the mission. Okay, next is the Phoenix Dagger. We'll read Automata first. The girl lay there on the day of her wedding. Her parents and beloved were dead, and she herself had been violated in front of their corpses. As she swore to kill those who had done this terrible deed, a shining songbird appeared. "Allow me to grant you your wish," said the bird. "Wish upon this dagger, and never forget this hatred that you feel." The girl grasped the weapon and spat out a tearful curse. "I vow not to forget. Please give them a painful death." Time passed, and eventually she got her revenge. Years later, when she was an old woman, the songbird appeared anew. "What of your vow?" it asked, but she did not understand. And come to think of it, what became of her beloved dagger? That night, bandits broke into her house, assaulted her daughter, and murdered her grandchild. The songbird then reappeared with a single question: how long will your hatred burn this time? Okay, next, reincarnation story. A man is betrayed by his merchant companion and abandoned in the desert. Thinking of his wife as he awaits death, suddenly, a glowing blue bird appears before him and says, "Come with me." Figuring a mirage better than death, the man follows the blue light and soon comes to an oasis. As he thanks the bird, it said, "Now I shall show you home." The bird leads the man to his hometown where his wife is waiting, and when it brings him a dagger and says, "Take this," the man, now trustful of the bird, does so without question. The wife greets him with a drink, but it paralyzes him. She then plunges the dagger into his heart. "He was hiding a weapon, just as you said," she murmurs to the glowing red bird on her shoulder. So here we have stories of birds and then this dagger, which seem to be kind of linked to kind of like making deals with the devil so that you can get your revenge, but then it will get you back in the end. Heavy stuff here. But very cool that there's, that kind of a theme running across both versions of the weapon. Okay, finally we have Iron Pipe. "Dad, if you're cold, I can give you my hat. You're the best father in the world, after all." "Dad, if you're hungry, you can have my cookie. You're my favorite person in the world, after all." "Dad, if you're scared, I can sleep by your side. You're my closest friend in the world, after all. So please don't go anywhere. Alright, Dad? Don't leave your Yona all alone, okay?" This is from Gestalt, I believe, where Nier is the father of Yona. Okay, let's look at the reincarnation story. "How long has it been? What month is it? What day? I counted for a while after taking on this form, but now I have long since forgotten. I'm sure the administrators would give me the time, down to the second if I ask, but that would accomplish nothing, because they won't tell me many years I must yet wait. Time taunts me as it passes with no sign of improvement. How long must I wait here alone? With each tick of the clock, the embers of my doubt spark into a blaze of anger. Everything broke. The plan was a failure. Promises were empty. I can't trust anyone anymore. The only way to save my sister is by acting on my own. We'll live together again, just like we used to." So this might be a reference to Nier Replicant, where Nier is the brother of his sister Yona. I haven't played either of those games, so you can fill me in on that. Okay, so that was a selection of short swords. I will do the other 3 weapon types later, And then as I collect more weapons in Nier Automata, maybe I'll put up kind of the leftovers in that video. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.